So this is going to be the ultimate bearded dragon test, where I'm going to help you figure out how tamed your bearded dragon really is. So I put together a group where it's gonna be a scale from 1 to 10, and I'm gonna basically help you figure out how tame your bearded dragon is. So it's gonna go group 1 and 2, group 3 and 4, and so on and so forth. So in the comment section down below, once the video is done, I want you to put how tame your bearded dragon really is. So with that being said, let's go figure out how tame your bearded dragon actually is. Let's go. Ding. I don't know why I just did that, but group 1 and 2, I called this group the psychopath group. Now here is why. Have you ever just walked into your room and your bearded dragon just looks like he's going to kill you? Well then chances are you are raising up a psychopath. A bearded dragon in this group is not tamed whatsoever. It's almost like you just walked outside and just grabbed the lizard from the street and it's like, you know what? This right here is my pet. A bearded dragon in this group will always try to bite you, always try to run away, poops on you, and doesn't want to eat his veggies. Pretty much the opposite of what Google says a bearded dragon is. Now, if you have a bearded dragon like this, it's gonna take a lot of effort and energy to tame it down, but it's still possible. A bearded dragon like this, most likely either something happened when it was younger that it traumatized it, or it still hasn't been properly introduced or socialized with humans. So taking your time is key here. Also, keep knives away from bearded dragons like this. Like, I ain't waking up to that. That's freaky right there. Oh man. But hopefully you don't have a psychopath, because that's not fun. Now the next group, group 3 and 4, I call this group emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Okay, just roll with me for a second. Just roll with me just for a quick second, okay? Just think about it. The reason why I call this group emotional damage is because it truly feels like you are going through some hurdles in this relationship. It's better, but it's still pretty toxic. If you've ever been in a relationship where you might have had a dispute with your partner and now you are in a weird no talking phase, like you still love each other but you don't want to hang out right away, that's pretty much what this relationship feels like, okay? You have good days and then you have bad days. Like the bad days sometimes outweigh the good days, but you're still trying to push through this. But that's pretty much what this stage feels like. Your bearded dragon acknowledges that you are its owner and provide him food, but doesn't want to hang out, doesn't really love you. There'll be days where you could cuddle and hold him, and then there'll be days where he's like, nope, I am out of here. If you're in this stage of this relationship, I feel for you. I sympathize with you, okay? Because it truly feels like you're going through some emotional trauma. Like sometimes you just need a hug, you know? Okay, I'll stop being so dramatic, but it sometimes feels like that. Like there'll be days where you're like, okay, you know what? Like my bearded dragon's eating, it's healthy, it's doing good. And then there'll be days where your bearded dragon just seems like it's broken. Like it doesn't love you, it's running, it's like just head bobbing everywhere. Oh my goodness. So if you're in this stage of the relationship, stage like 3 and 4, just hang on there, just keep pushing. Your bearded dragon should come around, and eventually your bearded dragon will learn to appreciate you and tame down. Well, at least that's the plan. Otherwise you're just stuck with like a train wreck. I'm sorry to tell you, but honestly this stage is such a fun time. Not really. So group 5 and 6, I call this group the belly button phase.
What did he say?
Now just work with me for a sec. Hold on, stop judging. Hold on. I couldn't think of a name, all right? I couldn't think of a name, but the reason why I call it a belly button phase, just think about it, all right? When was the last time someone was like, hey, that's a nice belly button you got? I don't think anyone has ever complimented for my belly button. But what I'm trying to say here is that just like a belly button, you're right in the middle of this phase. You know, you're in 6 and 5. You're right dead center. I love how I'm still trying to save this. I have nothing. I seriously don't have nothing. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that you have good days, you have bad days. Just like if you shower, you know, you're gonna have a belly button that smells normal, and if you don't shower, you're gonna have a belly button that smells.
What?
I think I saved it. Oh my god. What was I trying to say in this group? Like, what's wrong with me? But on a serious note, if your bearded dragon is in group 5 and 6, your bearded dragon is like, some days it's good and some days your bearded dragon is not good. He just wants to attack you, he goes after you and everything possible. So if you are in this stage, just know that you are making progress. Even though there's days where it seems like you're taking a few steps back, just keep trying to tame your bearded dragon, and your bearded dragon will eventually come through. And eventually your bearded dragon will become a lot more friendlier over time. So just know, only because you have good days, there's always going to be some good and bad days. So hopefully your bearded dragon does tame down, because I would hate to be in the belly button phase. I'm just saying, all right? You're right in the middle. You're like, oh man, today's a good day. Oh no, today's a bad day. My belly button stinks. Now, if the other group was called the belly button, I'm going to call this group the mustache. Now, the mustache represents maturity. Okay, I feel like you're all looking at my mustache now, but what I'm trying to say here is that a bearded dragon in this stage is pretty well behaved and mature. Now, if your bearded dragon is in this group, it's pretty safe to say that your bearded dragon is pretty tamed. You might be able to cuddle with your bearded dragon, hang out with your bearded dragon, and it's become one of your closest friends. Now, it's not to the level where it's your best friend, but you still have good moments, but there is still those moments where your bearded dragon might run away and not like being touched in certain spots. But overall, your bearded dragon is pretty tamed. Now, group 9 and 10. Now, at this stage of the relationship, you pretty much reached the peak of a perfect bearded dragon. I call this group La Shawarma.
Oh, shawarma.
Whoa, hold on. We can't go that back, okay? That's a little throwback. That was the good old days, you know? If any of you guys remember that video, by the way, like, oh man, that brings me back so much memories. That was like Lord of the Line off the meds. No, but I'm joking. Like, those were some fun days. But the reason why I call this stage of the relationship La Shawarma is because, if you guys don't know me already, like, one of my favorite foods, even though, you know, lately I've been eating good and stuff and, you know, working out and whatnot, but I really love shawarmas. When you first, like, the way I describe things is when you first take a bite out of it, it truly feels like you're in heaven. So I would say that this stage of the relationship with your bearded dragon, you are in heaven. Everything is perfect. Your bearded dragon eats veggies. Your bearded dragon doesn't give you attitude. Your bearded dragon just likes taking baths. And even on top of that, like, sometimes it even feels like your bearded dragon is potty trained. Like, it's that serious. Like, oh man, it feels like you have the perfect bearded dragon. Now, just know that in order to get to this stage with your bearded dragon, it's gonna take some time, and I mostly see it with more mature bearded dragons than the younger ones. So if you have a bearded dragon that's like 1 or 2 years old, just know that if you do have a bearded dragon that's just perfect, then you got lucky. But if your bearded dragon is still giving you attitude and everything, just continue to work with them, keep giving them that love and attention, and your bearded dragon will come around. I truly believe that every single bearded dragon could eventually reach to that stage where they're just perfect. Now, of course, there'll be good and bad days even at then, but they're super rare. So if you have reached to that stage or any of these stages, then I congratulate you. Of course, if you have a psychopath, that's a challenge right there. Like, it's been a good while since I've had like a crazy bearded dragon, but Blue, my bearded dragon, he's a psychopath. Like, he's straight up crazy. Like, that boy could kill me. Like, if I go missing, he's the one who did it. Well guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Putting these groups together was a little bit of a challenge, but at the end of the day, I think I got everything that I wanted to say. So in the comment section down below, I want you guys to let me know what category your bearded dragon falls under. The psychopath, you know, maybe he's a little bit more tame, maybe he's in the belly button phase. But let me know in the comment section down below. That way I have a rough idea of what basically your bearded dragons are like. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. Be sure to smash that thumbs up like button. You guys have been showing so much love and support to this channel, and I truly appreciate it. It truly means a lot. So I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I'm Lord of Lion. So keep it pumping, and I'll see you guys.
So here it
my
goes.
next.
Here we go.
Peace.
You gotta hit that notification, hit that notification, hit that notification button, baby. You gotta hit that notification, hit that notification, hit that notification button, baby. You gotta hit it right.
You guys are still watching this? Like, it's been like already like 30 seconds out. I'm finishing the video. Like, I'm just editing some stuff right now. You know, it's done.
Oh, now you gotta hit
Go
that
watch the next one.
notification
Go
button,
watch the
baby,
next
for
one.
me. Once you hit that
You
notification
guys made it this far. You
button
guys are
for me,
awesome.
baby. Once you hit that notification